You've got 5 minutes, a property address, and a gut feeling. So let's find out if that gut feeling is worth anything. Because the difference between a great deal and a financial disaster often comes down to whether you ask the right questions fast enough. The first thing you check is the purchase price against the after repair value. And if those two numbers aren't telling you a story with at least 20 to 30% equity built in, you're already in trouble. Think of ARV like the ceiling of a room. You need to know how high it is before you start stacking furniture. Now pull your comparable sales, and we're talking sold properties within 1 mile, same square footage range, closed within the last 6 months. If the comps aren't cooperating, the deal isn't either, full stop. Next, you estimate your repair costs. And this is where most beginners get absolutely humbled by reality. A fresh coat of paint and good lighting on listing photos once convinced an entire generation of investors that a full gut rehab was a light cosmetic. And we are still paying for that collective delusion. Run your numbers through the 70% rule. Multiply the ARV by 0.7, subtract your estimated repairs, and that's your maximum allowable offer. It's not a magic spell, but it's a guardrail that has saved more portfolios than any guru's mastermind course ever did. Now check your holding costs, carrying the loan, insurance, taxes, utilities, because time is the silent thief in every deal that looked fine on paper. Every extra month you hold a property is a month the deal is eating your profit like a very polite, very expensive house guest. Flip to the rental income potential if this is a buy and hold, and run the 1% rule as a quick filter. Monthly rent should ideally be at least 1% of the purchase price. It won't always work in every market, but if you're nowhere near it, you better have a compelling story for why the appreciation justifies the gap. Calculate your cash on cash return by dividing your annual cash flow by your total cash invested. And if you're not clearing at least 8 to 10% in most conventional markets, the deal needs to work harder for you or not at all. We've romanticized breaking even on cash flow for appreciation potential one too many times, and the market has a long memory for that kind of optimism. Check the neighborhood trajectory. Is this an area with rising rents, new development, and improving schools? Or are you the last investor holding the bag on a street everyone else quietly exited? Context isn't just helpful here. It is the entire second half of the deal evaluation. Look at the exit strategies, plural. Can this property be wholesaled, flipped, rented, or sold owner finance if your first plan falls apart? The deals that hurt people most are the ones with only one way out, because the market has a funny habit of closing that door right when you need it most. Verify the title situation and any liens early, because nothing kills a closing table vibe faster than discovering a $12,000 IRS lien that didn't show up in your initial enthusiasm. A clean title isn't exciting, but neither is explaining to your lender why the deal fell apart 3 days before closing. Don't skip the insurance. Quote, step certain properties in certain zip codes will cost you more to insure than you ever imagined. And flood zones, wind corridors, and aging roofs have a way of quietly dismantling cash flow projections. One phone call to an insurance agent in the first 5 minutes can save you 5 months of carrying a property you can't profitably hold. Finally, stress test the deal. Ask yourself, what happens if rents drop 15%, repairs run 30% over budget, or it sits vacant for 3 months? If the deal still survives that scenario in some meaningful way, you've got something worth moving forward on. The investors who build lasting wealth aren't the ones who find the most deals. They're the ones who evaluated thousands and had the discipline to say no to most of them without ego or hesitation. Process, patience, and position size will always outperform conviction and timing in this game. Whether you're just getting started or refining your strategy, we can help you with real estate investing, home contracting work, and connecting you with lenders. Check out our links in the description below.